What's up, y'all? It's Trammell Web Dev, and in today's installment of JavaScript 101, we're going to be learning all about variables. Basically, a variable is a way that we can store information in JavaScript. We provide a name, and then we assign a value to that name, and then we can use that to retrieve our data whenever we need it. There are three different ways to declare a variable in JavaScript. We can use var, const, or let. Basically, the way that we do that is we provide our declarator. So, for example, var. We provide the name that we want to use to access, name. And name is just what I'm using. You don't have to use name. It could be whatever you want. Equals value. Like I said, there's three different types of variables. So var is kind of the OG variable. It's what was widely used back in the day before const and lets came into the scene. You will still see it in some legacy systems. We won't use it too much just because it's not really widely used anymore. But basically the difference between var, const, and let, const is going to be read-only, meaning if you assign a value to const, you're not going to change it. Let, you can initialize the variable, you can change it from a string to a number to an array, doesn't matter. And var works pretty much the same way as let, the only difference is its scope, which we'll go into that in another video. So to declare a const variable, similar to how we declared our var variable, we can just say const, provide our name, and then our value. Now, with let, we can do something a little bit differently. We can say let time, and then later on, we can define the value. Right? So let is useful because sometimes we don't have our value immediately, but we want to declare a variable. So as a rule of thumb, you should always use const when possible, and then use let whenever you can't use const. So if you know that you're going to reassign the value, or let's say you're using a loop or an if statement or something, you'd want to declare your variable before that so that it can be accessed outside of the statement. So we've learned how to declare a variable. Now let's talk about the values that we can assign to a variable. So these are a couple of the data types that we have here. We'll cover different ones in another video, but these are just kind of your general data types, right? So the first one we have here is string, which you've already seen me use, but basically you use a quotation marks and then you put your value inside. That's pretty much it. A Boolean is going to be a true or false. So when you're writing it out, you'll literally just say true. You won't put it in quotes. Same with false. Numbers work similar to Booleans, how you don't use quotes. You just type them out as a number. Now, undefined is a value that you'll receive sometimes when a variable is defined, but there's no value given. Let name. And then later on, I tried to access name, it would give me undefined because there is no value assigned to name. And our last data type that we'll talk about is null. So null basically just means there is no value. So sometimes when we have a variable, we need to declare it, and we can just say there's no value here. It doesn't mean anything. We don't want it to be undefined, so we're going to provide a value, but it is literally nothing. So yeah, short and sweet introduction to variables in JavaScript. Keep an eye out for more videos on JavaScript 101 so you can learn the basics of JavaScript with me. Happy coding!